Hi guys, Lee here at Extreme Car Audio and Bummerad. Product video for you today, but more of a technical video today. It's about these bass boxes. Now, I'm always telling everyone, car audio is a system. You're going to put basses in your car. It's not just one unit you're putting in there. You're putting in a sub, a box, an amp, and wiring. Now, all four of these things need to match. They need to be at the same level. All four need to work properly together. When you go to a home audio store and you buy a home subwoofer, it comes in a nice neat box that was specifically designed for that sub, so that sub can work as best as possible. The amp that comes with it was designed for that sub, and the cabling is standard mains cabling because you're running in the house. Now when it comes to car audio, for some reason people take a different approach. They come into the shop, they just buy any random off-the-shelf box that they can find and they use that. Now clearly, logic dictates that's not going to get the best results for you. The other thing is that in a car environment, we're putting a sub into a very, very small space. So the acoustics of the room, as we're going to call the car boot, change massively from car to car, depending on size, shape, what the car is made out of. So clearly what should happen is, whenever you buy a sub and you put a sub in your car, you should be looking for a box which is made for your car, for your sub, that the two match and that you get the best out of it. Now to that end, we have a carpenter here at Extreme who builds our boxes for us. So if people bring us in a sub and an amp and they bring the car, we can measure the car, we can have a look at the sub specifications, and we can advise them on what box is best for them. And generally, people tend to go for ported boxes rather than sealed. The reason people go for ported boxes, this being a slot port, is because slot ported boxes are louder than sealed boxes. However, that does come at a price. There's less air pressure in a ported box below a certain frequency, which can damage the sub. So the port, the length of it has to be carefully calculated to make sure that the sub is protected. Again, this is something that only a technician is going to do. You knock together a box in your back garage, unless you've used a proper box calculator or someone's helped you design the box, you get it wrong, it's going to damage your sub. You're not going to get better results from your sub, you're going to get worse. So this is why a good box is important. The material of the box is also important. Marine ply is by far the best thing to use for boxes, but it's extortionately expensive. So unless you're having a competition build, I wouldn't go that far. What I use instead is this, which is moisture resistant MDF. So it doesn't warp like ordinary MDF does, it's a much finer grain, it's much more solid. And that means that the energy the sub creates is kept within. You're not losing power, you're not sacrificing power, which means you're keeping as much volume as possible. It's all about efficiency. The same thing with the port itself. Having the correct length and the correct width means you get a smooth bass sound without any of that horrible farting noise, and again, you make the most of your power, efficiency. The box itself, because it's been built by a carpenter and everything is neatly CNC machined and lathed and finished, is perfectly airtight inside. Now if you have a box that you make yourself, are you sure that it's airtight? Because if it's not, you're losing air pressure. And if you're losing air pressure inside the box, you're dropping volume and you're wasting power. So the guy who goes and spends that little bit more and has a box that's properly designed, properly built for his sub and his car, his is going to sound better than yours does, even if you have a better sub. The other thing is, a box is an investment. You get a decent box built, something like this 15-inch box here, 3/4-inch moisture-resistant MDF with a really good slot port tuned down to about 40 Hz to play most levels of bass. This can fit in pretty much any hatchback. You know, hatchbacks, they all tend to have the same resonant frequency. This is going to be something that you can keep and move on with you from car to car. So it's not a one-off purchase, it's something that's going to work even with stronger subs, because it's strong enough. It's not made out of bits of old rabbit hutch, it's a properly constructed box. It's not some kitchen cabinet that you cut up in your garage and said, okay, that'll do. And it's not that much more expensive. You go to the average wood yard and you buy the sheets of wood yourself, you're using a jigsaw, you're going to have a lot of wastage, you're going to run through jigsaw blades. In the end, by the time you calculate all your materials, it doesn't actually save you that much money building the box yourself. So to me, it's always been crazy when I see people, unless they're a carpenter themselves, building a box. Having said that, if you are a carpenter and you do want to build your own box, still come down and see us and get the design for the box, so we can tell you what size and shape you need to make the box and how long the port needs to be, so that you get the very best out of your box, because it really is absolutely key. You can have the best sub in the world, but you put it in a bad box, it'll sound terrible. You take even a basic sub and put it in a good box and it makes a massive difference to the sound. I hope it tells you a little bit more about bass boxes. As always, you feel to pick my brains anytime you like. Just pop down to the shop, have a coffee. You can give us a call or obviously message us on Facebook. That's all for me for today, and I'll see you soon for a new product video.